Have you ever stopped to think about how much time and energy you spend taking care of your things, cleaning, organizing, repairing, and in the end, it seems none of it brings the peace of mind you're so desperate for? The truth is that in today's world, we've been led to believe that the more stuff we have, the happier and more complete we are. But what if I told you that, in reality, the opposite might be true? That instead of accumulating, simplifying is the pathway to a lighter, more peaceful life. In today's video, we're going to explore how having less can actually make your life 10 times easier. We'll discuss the impact that excess belongings have on our daily lives, how they affect our minds, our time, and even our finances. And of course, I'll show you how Japanese minimalism holds the answers for anyone looking for a more practical and meaningful life. Stick with me until the end, because you'll discover that having less isn't about giving up. It's about gaining more time, freedom, and inner peace. Declutter your space for mental clarity. Have you ever walked into a messy room and suddenly felt a weight on your mind? As if the clutter around you were directly linked to your mental state? This isn't just your imagination. Studies show that disorganized environments can increase anxiety and make it harder to focus. And in the fast-paced world we live in, that mental overload is exactly what we don't need. But what if I told you that the solution might be to simplify your space? In Japanese minimalism, there's a very powerful principle. Less is more. It's not just about aesthetics or having a flawless home for magazine photos. It's about creating an environment that promotes calm, clarity, and inner balance. When you eliminate the excess, only the items that truly have value and purpose remain. And this doesn't simply mean tossing out old things. It's a process of reflection and detachment, of understanding what really matters. In Japan, this practice is deeply connected to the concept of ma, the intentional empty space that allows energy to flow freely. By embracing this idea, you create a space that isn't just organized, but also brings mental peace and focus. Today, I'll show you how to apply these principles in your home and life. We'll talk about how to start decluttering without feeling overwhelmed, what questions to ask yourself when deciding what stays and what goes, and how to maintain this habit over the long term. So if you're looking for more mental clarity and less stress, stick with me. You'll discover that by clearing physical space, you're actually creating mental space for new ideas, inner peace, and a more balanced life. Thus, save time by owning only what you need. Have you ever spent minutes or even hours searching for something you needed, only to realize it was lost amid a bunch of other things you don't even use? Or felt paralyzed in front of a full wardrobe, not knowing what to wear? The truth is, the more we accumulate, the more time we waste managing it all. This is where the wisdom of Japanese minimalism comes in. In Japan, there's a powerful principle called danshari, which literally means refuse, discard, and separate. The idea is simple. By owning only what you truly need and love, you reduce the time spent on organizing, maintaining, and making decisions. This translates into a far more practical and efficient life. Think about it. Fewer items at home mean less time cleaning, less clutter to organize, and fewer visual distractions. And when everything you own is functional and meaningful, finding what you need becomes simple and quick. It's an approach that not only saves time, but also reduces everyday stress. Today, I'll show you how to apply the danshari concept to your routine, helping you identify what's truly essential and how to let go of what only takes up space. I'll share practical tips on keeping just the necessary items in every room, from your wardrobe to your kitchen, and how this can transform your daily routine. If you feel like you never have enough time or are always racing against the clock, stick with me. You'll discover that by simplifying what you own, you're actually gaining the time you've always wanted to do what really matters in your life. Less stuff, less stress. Simplify your life. Have you noticed how an excess of things around you can ramp up your stress levels? That feeling of suffocation, of being constantly overwhelmed. It happens because every item you own comes with a responsibility to maintain, organize, clean, and repair. The more stuff you have, the more worries pile up. And that's where the magic of Japanese minimalism comes in. In Japan, It's believed that a simple, uncluttered space directly contributes to a calm mind. This stems from the concept of kanso, which means simplicity and naturalness. The idea is to live in an uncomplicated way, keeping only the essentials and eliminating everything that creates noise, both physically and mentally. When you simplify your life, only the things that bring joy and functionality remain. This reduces stress because you're no longer bogged down by trivial decisions or constant clutter. It's like creating room to breathe, both at home and in your mind. Today, I'll show you how to start simplifying your life by putting the kanso concept into practice. From tackling piles of paperwork to simplifying your daily routines, we'll explore easy, effective steps you can start implementing right away. So if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed and want to live more lightly, stick with me. You'll discover that by reducing physical excess, you also lower emotional stress, opening up space for a more serene and meaningful life. How minimalism reduces decision fatigue. Have you ever stood in front of your wardrobe trying to decide what to wear, only to feel mentally exhausted before your day even begins? Or been indecisive when choosing what to eat or which task to prioritize, as if your mind were overloaded with choices? This is what we call decision fatigue. Our minds have a limited capacity for decision-making throughout the day. The more choices we make, even small ones like which cup to use or which pair of shoes to wear, the more mental energy we expend, and the result: fatigue, stress, and often impulsive or less thoughtful decisions. That's exactly where Japanese minimalism makes a difference. In Japan, there's a powerful concept called shibui, which translates to elegant simplicity and intentional functionality. It means opting for a lifestyle that minimizes trivial decisions by keeping only the essential and useful items. By simplifying the options you have, from clothing to household items, you drastically reduce decision fatigue. Prominent leaders like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg embraced this philosophy by wearing almost identical outfits every day, eliminating unnecessary decisions. Today, I'll show you how to apply this concept to your routine. We'll discuss creating a capsule wardrobe with versatile, timeless pieces, simplifying your food choices without sacrificing variety, and even organizing your schedule to minimize mental overload. If you feel that your mind is constantly exhausted or that you make impulsive decisions out of sheer tiredness, stick with me. You'll discover that by reducing unnecessary choices, you gain mental clarity, focus, and energy to concentrate on what truly matters. Financial freedom through mindful spending. Have you ever looked at your credit card bill and wondered, how did I spend so much? Or bought something on impulse only to later realize you didn't really need it? This cycle of consumption not only strains your wallet, but also creates stress and anxiety. In Japan, the philosophy of minimalism extends beyond physical spaces to how you manage money. They follow a principle known as chisoku, which means finding satisfaction in what you already have. It's an invitation to consume consciously and intentionally, avoiding unnecessary expenses and focusing only on what truly adds value to your life. The goal isn't just to spend less, but to spend smarter. When you adopt a minimalist lifestyle, you stop buying on impulse and start investing in quality items that last longer, in experiences that enrich your life, and in things that really matter. This approach not only cuts down on unnecessary clutter, but also increases your financial freedom. Today, I'll show you how to incorporate the Chisoku principle into your daily life by transforming your spending habits. We'll discuss how to differentiate between need and desire, plan your purchases strategically, and focus on experiences that bring lasting happiness. I'll also share practical tips for cutting unnecessary expenses and organizing your finances in a simple, effective way. If you're ready to break free from the cycle of consumerism and achieve a more balanced financial life, stick with me. You'll discover that by spending with purpose, you gain the freedom to invest in what truly matters and build a future with fewer financial worries. One less simplified wardrobe, save time and energy. Have you ever spent precious minutes in front of your wardrobe thinking, I have nothing to wear, even though you're surrounded by clothes. This happens because too many options create mental clutter and make the choice far more difficult. It's as if your wardrobe is conspiring to complicate your morning. In Japanese minimalism, there's a powerful concept that can completely transform the way you dress: the capsule wardrobe. Inspired by functional simplicity, it means keeping only the essential, versatile, and timeless pieces that go well together and reflect your personal style. This not only reduces daily stress, but also saves time and energy. Think about it. Fewer pieces mean fewer decisions, and fewer decisions in the morning free up your mind to start the day with focus and energy. Plus, a minimalist wardrobe helps you spend less on fleeting fashion trends and invest in quality pieces that truly matter. Today, I'll show you how to create your very own capsule wardrobe. We'll talk about how to choose versatile pieces that complement each other, how to identify your personal style without following temporary trends, and how to keep your wardrobe organized so it's always functional and practical. I'll share tips on letting go of those just-in-case clothes you never actually wear and how to maintain a sustainable cycle of mindful shopping. If you're tired of wasting time on trivial decisions every morning and want a more practical, organized lifestyle, stick with me. You'll discover that by simplifying your wardrobe, you not only save time and energy, but also gain confidence and practicality in your everyday life. Bum. Doris. Organized home, organized mind. Have you noticed how a messy environment can leave your mind unsettled? That pile of papers on the table, objects scattered around the house, overstuffed drawers. All of this creates visual noise that directly affects your mood and your ability to concentrate. Deep down, a disorganized home breeds a disorganized mind. In Japanese minimalism, there's a principle called sairi, which means separating the useful from the unnecessary and keeping only what's essential. This concept is a key part of the 5S method, originally developed in Japanese factories to boost efficiency, but it applies perfectly to home organization. The idea is simple. By eliminating what isn't needed, you create a functional, harmonious, and peaceful space. When your home is organized, your brain doesn't have to process unnecessary information. This reduction in visual clutter lowers stress, increases focus, and brings a sense of peace and clarity. Moreover, a tidy environment helps positive energy flow, according to Feng Shui, contributing to emotional balance. Today, I'll show you how to put the Siri principle into practice. We'll explore strategies to organize every room efficiently and functionally. I'll share tips on creating a sensible storage system, maintaining long-term organization, and simplifying your daily routine with less clutter and more practicality. If you feel that the chaos around you is affecting your mental well-being, stick with me. You'll discover that by organizing your home, you're also organizing your mind, opening up space for inner peace, creativity, and productivity. Shout to Travel Light, experience more with less. Have you ever packed a huge suitcase for a trip only to use less than half the clothes you brought? Or felt overwhelmed carrying heavy luggage, worrying about excess baggage, or trying to find something lost among all that stuff? Traveling should be synonymous with freedom and discovery, yet excess baggage often turns it into a source of stress and complication. In Japanese minimalism, there's a powerful concept called shizen, which means natural simplicity and fluidity. Applied to travel, it suggests that the less you carry, the more freedom you have to enjoy the present moment. When you travel light, you not only move with greater ease, but also open yourself up to new experiences without the weight, both literal and emotional, of excess baggage. Think about it. By taking only the essentials, you save time packing and unpacking, move around more easily, and worry less about losing or forgetting things. Plus, traveling with fewer items teaches you to value experiences, landscapes, and encounters, rather than focusing on the things you carry. Today, I'll show you how to apply the shizen concept when you travel. We'll discuss how to pack an efficient capsule suitcase with versatile pieces that go well together, how to choose compact-sized personal care items, and how to organize your luggage in a practical, functional way. I'll share tips on avoiding excess baggage, keeping everything organized during your trip, and even shopping consciously to avoid accumulating unnecessary souvenirs. If you want to travel more lightly, practically, and make the most of every moment, stick with me. You'll discover that by simplifying your luggage, you gain the freedom to explore the world with fewer worries and more unforgettable experiences. Focus on experiences over possessions. Have you ever bought something in an attempt to fill an emptiness or feel fulfilled, only to find that the satisfaction was fleeting? In our society, we're constantly bombarded with the idea that having equals happiness. But in reality, the more we accumulate, the more we become trapped by material possessions, and the less time and energy we have for what truly matters. In Japan, there's a profound concept called mono no aware, which can be translated as the appreciation of life's transient beauty. The philosophy behind it is simple. True happiness doesn't come from owning things, but from experiencing moments. By focusing on experiences, you create lasting memories that enrich your soul, instead of accumulating objects that lose their emotional value over time. This doesn't mean you'll never buy anything again. It simply means your choices become more intentional. By prioritizing experiences like travel, time with friends, family meals, or learning something new, you invest in moments that truly bring joy and meaning. Today I'll show you how to incorporate mono no aware into your life. We'll discuss how to replace impulsive purchases with enriching experiences, how to create meaningful memories without overspending, and how to cultivate a lifestyle centered on moments rather than possessions. I'll also share practical ideas for gifting experiences instead of objects, strengthening bonds and creating unforgettable memories. If you feel trapped in a cycle of consumerism and long for a more genuine, lasting happiness, stick with me. You'll discover that by focusing on experiences over possessions, you gain a sense of fulfillment that no amount of money can buy. Create space for what truly matters. Have you ever felt that your life is so full of things, commitments, and distractions that there's no time or energy left for what really matters? As if you're always rushing but never truly arriving anywhere? This happens because by accumulating excess, whether objects, activities, or even thoughts, we end up filling our time and space with what lacks purpose. In Japanese minimalism, there's a concept called ma, which represents intentional empty space. Unlike an emptiness that causes discomfort, ma is a space of potential, tranquility, and meaning. It teaches us that we don't need to fill every space or moment. Instead, by deliberately creating gaps, we open up room for reflection, creativity, and connection with what truly matters. This concept can be applied in many areas of your life, from simplifying your schedule to spend quality time with loved ones to creating peaceful spaces at home that offer rest and mental calm. It's not about having less just for the sake of it, but about freeing up space for what's essential. Today, I'll show you how to use the concept of ma to create a life with more meaning and fewer distractions. We'll talk about simplifying your commitments, eliminating activities that drain your energy, and learning to say no to make room for what really counts. I'll share tips for creating calm, functional environments at home and for cultivating moments of pause and reflection in your daily routine. If you're constantly feeling overwhelmed and want to find more purpose and balance in your life, stick with me. You'll discover that by intentionally creating space, you gain the freedom to live more fully and meaningfully. And there it is. Less stuff, less stress, and so much more purpose. By embracing Japanese minimalism, you not only simplify your life, but you also create space for what truly matters, experiences, connections, and inner peace. Every concept we explored today, from decluttering your space to focusing on experiences over possessions, isn't just about having less. It's about living with more intention. It's about letting go of what weighs you down to make room for what makes you feel good. But remember, minimalism isn't a rigid formula. It's a personal journey. You don't have to transform your life overnight. Start small. Choose one room, one habit, or even one thought to simplify. Every step counts. And if these ideas resonated with you, why not start today? Choose a small space to declutter, a commitment to reconsider, or an experience to prioritize. You'll find that by simplifying your exterior, you transform your inner self as well. So, are you ready to live with less and gain so much more in return? If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share with those who might also need this message, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content on minimalism and intentional living. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.